Hello everybody, I'm Nupur Agarwal from Storywalas and I am live from Hyderabad. So if you are watching me, why don't you share your location? So there is a comment box. Just type in where have you logged in from. I would love to know where my audience are. So I am seeing people joining in. So maybe I should just wait for a minute. Okay, so I have Chetali from Bangalore, Kamini from Bangalore. There are my children there. So my husband is from Hyderabad. Shupriya has logged in from Dehradun. Okay. Happy to have you all with me here. Uh, and a few more from Noida. Hi, hello, Himani, Chabi, Delhi. Hello. And there is Saranj from Muscat, Hassan from Bangladesh. Oh, glad to have you all here. And we have people joining us. Okay, so very warm welcome. So today's session is about exploring a story game. Now, this game is a game from my childhood, and I have very fond memories around this game. I remember there was a phase in my life, in my childhood, when I would just go on and on with this game with my friends. We used to call it Fortune Teller. And today I have adapted that game into a story game for all of you. And ever since I decided that I'm going to adapt it and share it with my audience, I thought of a nice name for it. So, can you guess what is the name of the story game? What name have I given it? So, I'm going to make it very easy for you. I have 4 names, okay? So, if you can see, the first is Tic Tac Toe. The second one, Story Starter. The third suggestion is Story Catcher. And the fourth is Story Magic. So pick any one. You have to guess the name of this game before we start. I want you to guess what the name is. So come on, type in your answers and I will see who has guessed it right. Okay, so let us stay in front of you for a bit. So tic-tac-toe, story starter, story catcher, and story magic. So let me go back to the comment box and see who's doing what. Okay. All right, so can I see? Okay, let me try and see. Okay, so Chavi says story catcher. Kavita says story magic. Okay, and okay, and who else? Shubhra has just joined. I want more names. Come on, you can do it better. Story catcher, a wild guess, says Shubhpriya. Hassan says story catcher. I think that's a name that appeals to most of you. Kamini also says story catcher. Vaishali, story catcher. Okay. All right. So let me call this story catcher. Okay, that's good job. Actually, I thought of story catcher. Well, I hope that you all are here with a square piece of paper. A square piece of paper is what you need to get started. And just in case you don't have a square piece of paper and you just grabbed the paper and you have come for this session, no problem. Because most of the papers are rectangular, so let's turn it into a square paper. So for those who do not have a square paper, all you have to do is just take this paper, the rectangular paper that you might be having with you, and you bring this end, okay, and bring it diagonal so that this line falls on this line. So I'm going to show you how. So I've quickly kept it on a hard surface so that I can get the crease right, and this is what you have to do. Okay, so I bring this corner, okay, and make it fall diagonally here. Okay, so this is what's going to give us a square piece of paper, and this portion that you see over here, we're going to chop that off. Okay, so we're going to trim that. So if you do not have a pair of scissors or a ruler, you can just do it very, very freely. But thankfully, I have a pair of scissors here. So I go chop, chop, chop. I trim that extra bit. Okay, so now we have the square sheet of paper ready with us. So the first fold, you have to just fold the paper into half. Okay, so I am holding it in the air because I want you to see it, but it's best that you keep your paper on a table or any hard surface and you crease it, because if you do that, your folds will be very neat, and if you don't do that, it won't be neat and the end result won't be a happy and exciting one. So just fold the paper into half. I'm also going to quickly keep it on a hard surface and show you what I've done. So basically I've taken this square piece of paper and have folded into half. Okay, and you crease it really well. Okay, crease it really well. Now unfold the paper. Okay, now fold it horizontally. So if you have folded it vertically, now after this fold, the second fold, you have to fold it horizontally. So once again, I'm going to keep it on my table and I'm going to crease it well. Okay, so you get two lines, right? You get one straight line here, vertical one, and one horizontal one. Okay, ignore this diagonal line because that got created. This diagonal line got created when we were, turning this into a square paper. Just ignore that. So all you need are two lines, one vertical and the other one horizontally. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Now the next one is that you have these four corners here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these four corners you have to bring to the center point. So look hard into your papers and you will see a center point here. Okay. So once again, put it flat on the hard surface and you fold it so that all the corners fall. Okay. Or rather, all the corners meet in the center, at the center point. Okay, so this is how you do it. So quickly we're going to fold all the corners. Okay, now just make sure that you don't go too fast because you know the folds are the key. If you get very neat folds, you'll be happy with your story catcher. Yes, so I'm just trying to get my neat folds as well. Okay. Yes, so this is what it would look like, right? So 1, 2, and 3, and 4 triangles are what you're going to get. Okay, so once you've done that, okay, now keep this side facing down on the table so that the smooth side without any folds, visible folds, faces up. Okay, so once you have done that, now time to fold these corners again, just like the previous step. Okay, again let them meet in the center. So I'll just show you, hang on for a minute, I'll show you how to do that. So this is what you're going to do, okay? So you bring these corners, this is the center point, okay? And you bring it here, okay? So repeat that step with the other two sides as well. Okay, so this is what it will look like, okay? And from behind, it will look like this now with 4 squares. You see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So on one side, this is how it's going to look, and on the other side, this is how it will be. Okay, we are almost there with our folds. So once you have done that, you just need to fold it into half. Okay, so you have this paper right in front of you. Okay, just fold it into half. Fold it into half. Okay, and crease it really well. Like really press it, do whatever it takes, but crease it hard. Okay, once you're done with this step, take your index finger and your thumb and put the thumb under one flap and the index finger goes under another flap. Okay, okay, and while they are under the flap, just bring the thumb and the index finger together. So while you put this under the flap, just bring them together. Okay, see, your thumb and your finger come together. And as it comes together, so does the flap. Repeat it on the other side. So the right hand index finger goes under one flap and the right hand thumb goes under the other flap. Okay, so you might have to just make a little bit of adjustment and take the hand out and reinsert it. Okay, so this is now ready. Okay, so this is now ready. Okay, so it looks cool, but now what next? Why are we calling it a story catcher? Well, because we're going to create stories with this. Okay, so I believe that you're all done with your folds. In case you're not, it's okay, just enjoy the session because this video will run for a long time to come. So you can always catch up later. So now my folds are done and now I am going to start creating stories with this story catcher. So what you have to do is you have to once again keep this paper onto the table, ensuring that the squares are facing up. Okay, and on each of the squares, you see how many squares are there? There are 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 squares. So on each of the squares, we are going to write a story opening. We are going to write a story opening. And I'm going to take a break here because I have a question for you. Tell me, which is the most common story opening that you have come across? The most common story opening that you have come across. So let me go back to my phone and read the comments. It's easier for me like this. Okay, so somebody says that they used to make tippy tippy tap. Okay, so this game seems to be very popular with a lot of people and known by different names. Okay, so Shubhra says that the most common story opening for her is Once Upon a Time. Okay, and then my children are also logged in. They also say the same thing, Once Upon a Time. Husna, Once Upon a Time. Shubhapriya, Once Upon a Time. What's happening? Okay. All right, so let's see. Bhavna says Once Upon a Time. Okay. Thank you, people. Shipra, Once Upon a Time for you too. Himani, Once Upon a Time. All right. So, okay, fine. So the most common story opening for all of us is Once Upon a Time. So you can write Once Upon a Time on one of the squares. But what about the other 3 squares? Well, on those you can write other story openings. For example, many years ago, or a long time ago, or maybe in the good old days, or in a distant kingdom. So these are some of the story openings, some ideas that I'm sharing, but you can have your own story opening. This game is all about creativity, it's all about imagination, right? So on each of these squares, okay, there are 4 squares. On each of the square, you have to write a story opening. Okay, so let's do that. Let's quickly scribble some story openings. So I'm going to write Once Upon a Time. In my second square, I'm going to write many years ago. I hope you're writing too. The third one for me could be in the good old days. And the fourth one I'm going to go for is in a distant kingdom. Okay, all right. I hope that you also have managed to write your story openings. Okay, now once that is done, we are done with this part. We are done with the squares. Again, turn it over. Okay, so that you are facing these triangles. Now, when you look at it, the first glance says that there are 4 triangles, but when we look carefully, we will find there are rather 8. Okay, so let's count them. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 and 8. So quickly number these triangles starting from 1 going on till 8. But do not put the numbers in bold because each of these small triangles you have to fill in with certain words after this. So we have to quickly put the numbers, but put a very tiny number somewhere on the top of each of the triangles and move clockwise. This is very important. Move clockwise. So pick your pen. I'm going to pick one pen and I'm going to start writing the number. So 1 and 2 and move clockwise. For me, this is 1, this is 2. So this is going to be 3 and 4. Okay, so 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, and there I go with my numbers. So if you can see, this is how I have numbered my triangles. 1, 2, and then if it can show you 3 and 4, and then 5, and then next one is 6, and then this is 7 and 8. Okay, so once you have numbered the triangles, you are going to write characters. Okay, so each number will have one character. Now, you know, when somebody asked me to create a story, or when I ask my participants in workshops to create a story, most often people start thinking about animals and human beings as characters. But actually, you know, this is the time when you have to encourage your children to imagine and come with varied characters. A story can be about a chair, a story can be about this pot, a story can be about this sketch pen, a story can be about this table, you know. So just let your imagination loose and come with different kind of characters. Okay, so for me, maybe I can write to begin with a king, right? So but you know, you don't have to listen to me really. What I want you to do is, for each number that you've written on your triangles, give each number a character. So let's spend a quick 1 minute and write characters for each number. Okay, and I'm not going to say aloud what I've written because I don't want you to disturb you. So I'm just going to fill it up with different characters. Okay. All right. What else can I write? Okay. Okay. That was not really difficult. So 8 characters for 8 numbers. So why don't you share what characters have you written on your numbers? Okay, so let me see. Hello everybody, there are a lot of hi and hello messages. But I'm waiting for you to share the characters that you have written against each number. All right, let's see. I'm waiting. This is so engaging and I'm loving it. I'm so glad that so many of you have joined. Okay, Shubhra has written Corona. That's a good one, Shubhra. Okay, so what are the other characters, Shubhra, for you? Okay, is it a network issue or it is? Okay, there we are. Okay, dinosaur. Okay, Himani, thank you. Okay, Bhavna says sun. Okay, all right. Yeah. Mask. Okay, so that can, okay, a story about a mask. Okay, that's good imagination. Kavita says Mr. Big. All right, turtle, washing machine. Oh, that's interesting again. A panda. All right. Okay, detergent. Khushbu says detergent. Okay, and Husna, you are smart. You've put in all your characters at once. Sun, moon, stars, and smileys. Water, sanitizer. Oh, okay, this is the Corona time, so the characters are mask, Corona, sanitizer. Okay, somebody says bottle, rabbit. Okay, crow, great. Okay, so our characters are in place. Okay, now what next? What do we do after this? So we have our time on the squares, and then we turn it over, and on each triangle, small triangle, we note down the number, and against each number we put the character. Okay, so now the next step is you lift the flaps. Okay, you lift the flaps, and as you do that, you will find yourself staring at more triangles, right? So you have again 8 triangles, and a quick count: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Not too visible like the previous ones, but they are there, definitely there. So what you have to do is now start writing settings. Okay, so for example, let's begin with 1. So for 1, I have written boy. Okay, so I have to write where the boy is. Okay, if I have written in number 8 which, I have to insert a setting there. Where is the which? Okay, so let's get going, and as you write, continue to share on the chat window what are the settings. And once again, like characters as I said could be anything, anyone. The same holds for the setting. You can place your story anywhere. A story can happen in the elevator, or maybe in a restaurant, or at a bus stop, railway station. A story can take place inside a kitchen, in a jungle, in a pond, by the river, just anything. And you all are doing great. So let me look at my screen and see what answers are pouring in. Okay, and we have more characters for people that people have shared. Spider-Man, King, Queen, Unicorn, Crayons, Panda, Crayon. So that's an interesting one. Tooth, a story about a tooth. Okay. Bhavna has shared grandfather, mobile, chair, toy, mountain. Oh, great. Super. You're going great. So now let's see the settings that you have come up with. What are the settings? Okay, so Bhavna, grandfather was in a cave. Okay, for my children again, they put different settings: park, zoo, home, office. All right, Bhavna says the chair, the story of a chair. If she says, if she shares, then the chair was placed in a workshop. Okay. Husna says that her characters are wild animals. Chandana says that her character is a lion who is in a den. All right. Jyoti says there was once a boy who was in a washroom. So her setting is of a washroom. Oh, good. Okay. Sarah says rabbit on a race track. Okay, that reminds me of the hair tortoise story. Okay, Khushbu says that my washing machine was lying in the store for 8 years. Corona came and my washing machine came out. Okay, not bad. Chaitali says her setting is a table mat. Okay, Komal says rainbow in a window. And for Nisha, her character is in the car. Okay, a queen in the kitchen, says someone. And Vaishali says the setting is airport and mall. Okay, that's great. That's great. So many comments pouring in, and I'm happy that you all are engaged and enjoying. Okay, so I'm going to just quickly switch over, because this is easy for me. I have my settings here as well. So for me, it was a garden, palace, a box. I had placed a balloon in a box. I placed a witch in a castle. I placed an old man in a cave. Wonder what was he doing there? A girl in a school, in her school. A beggar on a street. A lion in a zoo. And a tree in a beautiful garden. And a king in the palace. So these were my settings. Now what next? So you see, every part of it is covered. Okay, we folded it, and then we wrote on different squares the time, when did the story happen, and then we turned it over, and on each of the triangles we wrote a character, and then we lifted the flap, and for each character we wrote a setting. So the setting, the character, and the time gives us the beginning of the story. So now you play with it. And how do you do that? So let me show you. So once you're done with it, again you fold it the way we had folded initially, right? Put your index finger and thumb under the flap. I had shown this to you before, right? And the other index finger and the thumb goes under the other flaps, okay? And there you go with it, right? Now, if you are playing, say, with your daughter, you ask your daughter to choose a time. And suppose she says, a long, long time ago. So count how many words are there. A long, long time ago. Again, once again, a long, long time ago. Five words. So you move the flap sideways 5 times. For each word, 1 flap. Okay, so it goes like this. A long, long time ago. And you stop at that. You stop at ago. And then you peep inside and you see what are the numbers that you see. I see 1, 2, 5, and 6. Okay, I see 1, 2, and 5, and 6. So then you ask your daughter, considering that if you're just playing with, I'm just giving you an example, then ask her to choose a number. So say she chooses 6. Okay, so either you can do, you can count up to 6, again one number each flap, so it can go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or if you want, to practice, want her to practice spellings, you can even go SIX 6. Okay, it really depends on the age of the child. Okay, so whatever you want. Okay, so let's go with just counting the numbers. So once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you again stop at it and peep inside, and then you will see that new numbers are revealed. So for me this time it is 5, 4, 5, and 7 and 8. Okay, now you open it. Okay, and ask her to choose a number. Say out of 4, 5, 7, and 8, she has to pick one number. And if she picks, say, 7, which is a lion, okay, so you give her the character, which is the lion, and then you lift the flag and read out the setting. Where is the lion? So for me, it's a zoo. Okay, so we have the beginning. Okay, we have the character, we have the setting, we have the time. So she chose a long time ago, there was a lion in a zoo. And that's when magic would happen, and you can continue building a story. Okay, you may just take turns to add sentences to the story, or your daughter might be just too excited and want to complete the entire story. Okay, now if you have children who are 8 or 9 or 10 and you want to explore this game with them, then you can actually give them 2 characters and 2 settings. So we repeat the steps, choose the time first, and then one flap, one word. So you open it and close it. So say, you have a 10-year-old son and he chooses in the good old days. So it goes on like this, in the good old days. And again, certain numbers will be revealed. Your son will be picking a number. Say this time he picks number 8, which is a beggar. So you give that character to her and you flap it 8 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And once again numbers are revealed, and this time you again let him pick one number. Say he picks a 5, which is a witch for me. And then you unfold it and read out the setting, which is street and castle. So you have 2 settings, you have 2 characters, and you have the time, and now build on the story. So this is a great game for children to exercise their imagination and build a story, but it really depends on the age of the child. If the children are older, you can explore the entire story structure, you can help them build their storytelling skills as well as initiate story writing. But if they're little children, you can still have fun by just making it really simple for them. Okay, and so this is all about Story Catcher. Thanks for that name. I was just wondering which name should I give out of 4, and you really helped me. Do give your comments and feedback on this activity. We are live every Friday at 4 p.m. and we would love to hear from you what you would want us to present next. Okay, so that's one thing. The second thing is that this Story Catcher game, I feel, is a great family bonding activity, so create together, play together, and create happy memories. And especially today, because an hour back I just got to know that today is International Family Day, and it was just so coincidental that on International Family Day I could introduce you to a game that can help you bond and connect as a family. So do share your picture of your story catchers whenever you're done with it, and give us permission to share it on our social handles. I had a lot of fun sharing this game with you, and we can think of more games and come back with it in next Friday or the next, depends on what you want us to do. Okay, and before I go, a small announcement that at Storycolors we are coming up with online webinars. These are short duration webinars, 2 hours, 3-hour webinars. And last week we introduced a webinar on using stories in a classroom setting. We were totally subscribed. We had 20 participants, and we have the second one tomorrow and the third one on Sunday, and we are totally subscribed for them. So thank you so much for all your support. And if you want to learn something specific, do share your thoughts. Do write to us and we will try and plan a webinar around that. So thank you, take care, stay safe, and everybody, a very, very happy International Family Day. Keep bonding, keep having fun. Bye-bye.